welcome to Earl Hass Field today, where we have the great honor of calling Senior Day. I always like these Senior Days. A beautiful day for it, Steve.
Yeah, this reminds me of as I was coming in, and I was listening to Sirius XM, and they were talking about at Wrigley Field. You were having a day like this, 70 degrees and clear skies and gale warnings. Well, today it's not quite a gale here, but we do have winds gusting between 17 and 20 miles an hour coming out of the south-southeast. And as we were discussing with one of the fans here beforehand, you get a ball up in the air today, you're not sure where it's going to go.
No, you're really not. The temperature is 79 right now. It's supposed to hit a high of 82.
Well, today, as you talked about being Senior Day, the key thing about this is honoring 3 seniors on this Jackson Christian team that have certainly been great contributors, but not just as athletes, as young men. And I know their parents and grandparents and all of their family members are certainly proud of what they have accomplished, and to have this opportunity to honor them on this day is just, it's going to be one of those days you never forget.
And those are 3 young men have stuck together through a couple of sports that I know about. First of all, they all 3 play football, and they have all played basketball at one time or the other. And I'm sure over the years that Coach Darby Palmer, who coaches a little track, has used them when it doesn't interfere with baseball and track. 3 fine athletes, 3 young men that they and I kind of came to this program together as freshmen.
Well, we'll be honoring Campbell Scott and Chance King and Walker Ray. And this is, we've had the great joy of being able to call their games this season. You have before this one, my first year here on the Jackson Christian broadcast team. But I've enjoyed just getting to see their prowess on the field, and the fact that at any given night they can contribute to a victory in a very special way, whether they're on the mound or whether they are playing out in the field. And it is really a thrill, though, for parents. This is, and I don't even begin to tell you what this is like, how emotional this is for parents when they see their young men become seniors, and this is getting close to the last hurrah as high school students. And there'll be more emotion on graduation day as well, but particularly right now is I think today is just an amazing opportunity to say thank you again, and also to congratulate these young men on their accomplishments, and their parents certainly, and we'll be telling you something about them as they are recognized.
And Steve, we are getting a little bit of a lineup over there of the people,
and here they come.
Yeah, they are ready.
And getting a little instruction from their coach on what they're supposed to do at this stage. And, this is what has to happen with athletes. You have to coach them up on this as to where they're supposed to go. And of course, I have called many senior situations in senior days or senior nights at Union University. And, it is always an emotional time, and a happy emotional time. A few tears, but they are tears of joy from those who have brought along the young men and young women. And I know there'll be a senior day coming up for the softball team, but this is a terrific time. These 3 student athletes, and the first one who is going to be recognized is Chance King. And last night you saw him with 4 very strong innings. And he had 4 strikeouts. And Chance is the son of Sean and Erica King. And Chance has been a part of Jackson Christian baseball for 4 years, and he plans to attend Union University to study biology. So he's just got a walking distance to where he's going to college. And he says his favorite baseball memory was beating USJ on the mound as a freshman. And the next senior is Walker Ray, and he is the son of Chuck and Jennifer Ray. I taught Jennifer in school. Walker has been a part of Jackson Christian baseball for 5 years, and he plans to attend Bethel University to play football and study history. And his favorite baseball memory is the walk-off winner against USJ last year. You can see there's a consistency where that's concerned. And then Campbell Scott, the son of Chad and Ramonda Scott, and Campbell has been part of Jackson Christian baseball for 2 years. He plans to attend Freed Hardeman and study kinesiology with a minor in Bible. And his favorite baseball memory is watching his brother Graham hit his first high school home run on senior night. And Campbell, believe it or not, has a 4.53 grade point average. He played football for the JCS 5th and 6th grade teams, middle school team, and all 4 years in high school. And he was awarded the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Billy and Margie Scrivener Scholarship. And so all 3 of these young men have been tremendous achievers, and you see with their parents here just beyond the pitcher's mound what a glorious day this is. It's wonderful that this kind of day, that it's not overcast, that it's a beautiful, if windy day here, and all of them getting a nice hand from their teammates as well as from those who are in the stands today. And so as we say, along with those who are recognizing them, to thank you to the class of 2022 parents and also for the players for the impact you've had on your school and your community. And our prayer is that God will continue to bless you and be with you throughout all of your future endeavors, and that includes this afternoon's game against Germantown.
Amen to that, Steve. And, of course, we see the coaching staff come out there and get into a picture with them. These are 3 memorable young men. Walker made the snap for the field goal against USA. It's funny he talked about the other, but he has some great memories. Campbell Scott, Caltrop, some people, great pass receiver. He can do anything he wants to in any sport. His 4.5 average now, he's taken AP subjects and, college preparatory classes. They're weighted. The reason he's got more than a 4.0 schedule. And
he may be close to a sophomore. By the time he gets to Freed Hardeman. So that is huge.
And then, of course, you got Chance King, who got to be comeback player of the year. And, or not just 1 year. He had football injuries as a freshman. He hurt himself in baseball. He came back last night. What a game he pitched in relief.
Oh, he did. And we don't want to take anything away from his buddy Walker Ray, because Walker had, Walker last night, he struck out 4, and it was a 1-0 game. It was just one of those that it was a shame that either team had to lose, but it was a run that came in the first inning. But Walker really.
Well, actually, it was Austin Kelly.
Austin Kelly. I'm sorry. Walker wasn't pitching last night.
His grandfather standing right over there.
It's beginning to run into it's beginning to run. It was Austin Kelly last night, but we've seen Walker have some outstanding outings during the course of this season, and
he can play all 9 positions.
Absolutely. And this is just, I think, Joe, the epitome, though, of a school like Jackson Christian is the kind of mission that all of these young men have instilled in them, that it is Christ first, it is others second, and yourself last. And I think that is absolutely true from all of these kids. They are just they're fine young men as well as outstanding athletes.
Great representatives of a fine Christian school, and the name is right. It's Jackson Christian. They were represented well. Of course, their coaches are all fine young Christian men.
Well, you can't have a school like this, and all of a sudden I see this giant poodle dog running right in front of us. You cannot have a school with a mission like this without outstanding mentors that come your way from all parts of life and manage to come to a school like this because they genuinely believe in the mission of this school. And that's why the coaches are the kind of men that they are, and also all of the teachers at Jackson Christian School, the people on the faculty and the administration. They give their best every day so that these young men and the young women who are part of this school can give their best and pay it forward in the future.
They really do, and of course, see the coaches. Omar Blunt, a young man I got to talk to, is the head coach of the Germantown team. He has big shoes to fill because of their history when Phil Clark was there, but he's a young man with a lot of enthusiasm. And, of course, we're led by Chase McLean, who played on one state championship team here and has coached on one of the state championship teams.
Germantown will open with Randy Smith at catcher. Kylan Joyner is the shortstop. Andre McLaren is the pitcher. Caleb Israel at first base. Ismael Riccio is the second baseman. Taurus Pfeiffer is in left field. Braden Morris will be the third baseman. Elijah Dotson in center field, and Jermarion Bradley in right field. And over for Jackson Christian, Walker Ray will lead it off at first base. Easton Jones, the center fielder, bats second. Chance King, the right fielder, third. And then in the cleanup spot is the catcher, Wyatt Jones. Zach Creasy at third base, hitting fifth, and in hitting sixth is one of these seniors. In fact, all three of these seniors are in the starting lineup today. Campbell Scott, the left fielder. Braden Wilbanks will be on the mound for the Eagles. And then Austin Kelly will bat eight, and he'll be at short. And then Reed Cooper, the second baseman, will be batting ninth.
Not using a designated hitter today. Of course, one of our designated hitters, I believe, is not here, and that's Carson Holmes.
Yeah.
And Carson may have had a little, I hope the leg was okay, but, he was limping the other night when he went out of the ball.
And I have to say once again last night for Jack Collins, you talk about a guy who absolutely, I hope last night that he had an opportunity to just sit in a chair and rest a bit after chasing so many fly balls all over the field. He absolutely, man, we got bubbles in here. It looks like the Lawrence Welk show.
Can I say a one and a two?
Thank you, boys and the girls. And now, Norma Simmer singing Whispering Hope. but all of these players being introduced today one by one. And it is today our temperature outside as we start is at 75 degrees, but we do have a south-southeast wind that's blowing up to about 17 miles an hour. And as we got here about an hour before the game started, it was going in two different directions. So I guess you could say these will be variable winds today. And today, rather than blankets, you've got umbrellas from the fans who are trying to protect themselves from this sun that is very, very bright. It's one of those hazy days. It's kind of like the old song that Nat King Cole sung about those lazy daisy, crazy days of summer. And that's what it is. And we're about to have our national anthem. And so we ask you to pause for that right along with us.
27 years ago, a vision became a reality and Snookum Steakhouse officially opened. We cut our steaks in-house and our ribeyes are full of flavor. The steak trimmings are used to make our certified Angus beef steak burgers, so when you order at Snookum's, you are getting high quality. Enjoy our salad bar and mini dessert. Also try our famous family recipe, the Pink Lush Fruit Salad. Come visit Snookum Steakhouse in Henderson, Tennessee. We are open evenings Tuesday through Saturday but closed Sunday and Monday. Snookum Steakhouse, come taste the difference.
Southern Family Dentistry's dental laser technology is a game changer for those who experience dental anxiety. Southern Family Dentistry provides a relaxing environment to ensure a pleasant visit every time. From a simple clean to full dental reconstruction and now prepless veneers, they're there when you need them. Dr. Nathan Nash will treat your family like he wants his family treated. Check them out on Facebook or call 300-4545. Southern Family Dentistry. We want to make you smile.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
And we are back here, Stephen. That's a little better. I've been too low, and I changed the have gun will travel. I bring my own weapons over here. My own
it's working, yeah.
Matter of fact, it may be working too good.
Yeah, that you sounded in my headphones like you were in a bit of a tunnel, and now it's like we're in the next room, which we are.
Yes, we are. We're doing well. This is going to be a good contest. Do not, even though TCA beat this team 19-2 on Thursday, do not count Germantown out. They're just very inconsistent. They have made some errors. One of the things we've got to avoid, too. Now, Braden Wilbanks on the mound for us, and he has had some good outings. He just hadn't had a lot of innings in varsity games, but he's had some. We've got a good defensive infield. That's Ray at first, Cooper at second, Kelly at short, and Creasy at third. And then center field, Easton Jones has been the man out there in center lately.
Yes.
And Chance King moves to right field. And, of course, Campbell Scott starting in left field as we've got all three seniors out there. The catcher is the linebacker catcher, is what I call him sometimes, Wyatt Jones. He is a tough guy back there. Saved a run yesterday with a great stop across his body with the glove. Judged it perfectly, a 1-0 tough loss for us.
Yeah, particularly the run scoring hit was so difficult because it was one of those that was somewhat wind aided, and it was between third baseman is giving chase on it, and so was the left fielder, and it just dropped in between them, and that allowed the one run to score. And you have to say once again that McLemore, the pitcher for last night, just absolutely, he held them down on 2 hits. And so today I know that the Eagles want to be able to get more offense on the board.
Well, you know, I took it home, put it on my coach's equipment, and blew it up. Walker was safe at third. First pitch is a strike. The hitter, Smith, offered, and Smith has got some speed. He wears number 5 just like Johnny Bench did, and their uniforms look like the old Cincinnati Reds.
They really
uniform.
do.
And that one is strike 2, so a good start for Braden Wilbanks.
The key for Braden is just to stay ahead of the count with these hitters and not have to be rallying from, say, 2-1 or 3-0 counts.
And the pitch, and that's 3, and, man, he got the K, got it. That's the old backwards K for the first out, and it's going to be whipped around the field.
That's about as good as it gets to open up on 3 pitches and be able to claim your first victim.
Kylan Joyner, a left-handed hitting shortstop. He also has some speed. He's wearing number 2, and he went for the downs on the first one.
And he's got that leg lift to give him a little bit of extra power. Watch as he swings, watch his right leg.
You're right. A balanced stance start out, but he picks it up like Mel Ott used to do, and most people won't remember Mel Ott. And but there was a guy named Dick McAuliffe a little sooner than that played for the Tigers that also lifted. Sadahara O in Japan lifted his leg up like that. And that pitch is a ball.
That is the first pitch out of 6 that has been a ball.
Sadahara O holds the home run record in Japan.
Yes.
I like that name, Sadahara O. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's high. It looks like the G or the emblem on the back looks almost like the old C of the old Big Red Machines.
They're emulating it in almost every facet.
Here's one hit into right field. Chance King on his horse, drifting over, makes it look easy, and it really was a harder play with Chance King, the senior right fielder, with the second out.
Well, Chance put that one away, and again, you get off to a start like that, even though that was a long drive, and he's only thrown 7 pitches here in the first 2 batters. That's what you want to do, is just keep your pitch count low.
That's absolutely correct, Steve. And good thing we didn't bet on Game Changer, because it has pulled the same stunt it pulled yesterday.
Joe can get details on every high school game within our region except our own.
And our ladies softball team. But a 1-strike count, and we're throwing those strikes. Braden is working hard. This one fouled off, and so now the hitter, who is the pitcher, Andre McLaren, he's in a hole.
This is a great afternoon to have a picnic while you watch the game here on a Saturday afternoon.
And if you don't bring any food, get some from Chuck Ray over there cooking for the concession stand.
Oh, on the top of his head.
Yep, that one didn't break in. Really, it wasn't intentional because the player, if he'd stood straight up, it wouldn't have hit him.
Well, It happens, and every now and then you have one that'll get away from you, and that just it's rare that it gets on the top of the helmet, but that's exactly what Joe said. He ducked a bit.
Yeah, and that was a slow curve. It wouldn't have broken an egg.
No.
The young man's fine now. A great big guy, Caleb Israel, the first baseman up there. And he's got a little size. I bet he plays a little basketball, too.
I got a feeling that, he can either let fly with a 3 or maybe be on the inside.
I think you're right. Strong-looking young man out of the stretch, Will Banks. And he's a little late on his swings up here, but Will Banks with a good pitch. Our infield is going to play at normal depth. There are 2 outs in the inning. The outfield straightaway and left and right, but shading a little bit, and sometimes that's because you have to see around the pitcher and the umpire.
Well, we played in 87 minutes last night, so it's going to be interesting to see if this one is as speedy as that one. If you have a lot of offense, it's probably not going to be that way.
No, we had 1 run all that was scored last night. We only had 2 hits, and I believe Chester County had just had 5 hits.
Yeah.
So,
and those were in the first 3 innings, and then after that, give him a little bit of a ticket over on the other side. Just say, all right, I'm right here, and I'm watching you.
And here's the pitch outside, and White does a great job because if that one gets by him, it's going to be an extra base.
These catchers are so underrated for how much work they have to do, just getting up off the knees and on the knees.
And, Steve, we came into this game, as you know, at 10-10-1. The tie was against Chester County.
Yep.
That one you saw fouled off. And I know Braden now, he really wants to put him away with this pitch because even though he's got a low pitch count, he doesn't want to extend it. Walker Ray holding on at first. The pitch, that's a swinging strike. Good pitch. So we had 2 strikeouts in the inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The score at the end of a half inning of play is Germantown 0, and the Eagles of Jackson Christian coming to bat. We'll be back on the Worthy Road Studios network after this important timeout.
She's a gladiator in high heels, always working for a good deal. A friend of clients, she'll find you just what you want. So if you own a home and you need it gone, if you want a place to be your own, call Kimberly Evans 697-8558.
For RH Equipment, at 784-4720.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Buying a car is all about you. In person, over the phone, or online, we make it simple and easy. Our place is yours, no matter where you live. LonnieCobbFord.com or Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
And we are back, Steve. Exciting. Got to see our good buddy Sid Chapman at Lonnie Cobb right there. Always loved Sid to death. Great people at Lonnie Cobb. And let's see. That first warm-up pitch I was looking at wasn't exactly where I'm sure that McLaren wanted that one. And so it'll be interesting to see what is happening here. McLaren, a right-handed pitcher.
Will Banks had a good first inning, only 15 pitches that he threw, and ended up he allowed a hit batsman, but atoned for that, got a strikeout, and so it was a good start for him. Joe, I think I know what has just happened, and you are about to have a heart attack, but let me not call Gage and DeSoto an emergency to come and help you.
I may be right there with Fred G. Sanford right now.
This is the big one.
I am going to thank the Lord in prayer when I get home. I may do it before the ball game's over, but thank you, Lord, Game Changer is trying to work.
Now, wait a minute. You just said trying to work.
Well, till we see something come up here.
Yeah.
Hey, they got almost as blue a sky as we do on this thing.
Yeah.
And leading off the senior, the man that is not only plays just about every football position. You know he was our long snapper for punts and short snapper for the field goals and extra points, but a very good baseball player, my man Walker Ray, playing first base. Here's the first pitch, and he's taking it. I've got a feeling that Walker, unless he throws one a little lower, is going to walk and then steal second base after he gets to first.
It's going to take a lot of pitches probably right here unless he sees one that he wants to fly with.
Yeah. It's 1 ball, no strike count. McLaren on the mound. And the little, umpire decided to ring him up on that. Was indecision on that one, Steve?
Yeah, a little bit of an outside corner. I think it was that was about a 2-second delay.
Okay, Walker's ready now, so he may not walk now. He may get a base hit once he gets that strike. Good leadoff man. And that one is a strike. I will vouch for the umpire and the pitcher, and that was good placement then.
Yeah.
Walker in the hole with a 1-2 count. Of course, you see our great graphics, and you can also see the scoreboard out there from Worthy Road Studio. Sun will make some difference sometimes on some shots today. This one is a ball. And the pitcher, young man, he's trying to get him out, but he was aiming the ball, throwing then. Steve, an old baseball player. Neither one of us will tell you how old or how long we played baseball or how long ago it was. But a 2-2 count. Walker Ray, the leadoff man. He'll be followed by Easton Jones, the center fielder, and Chance King. And, folks, I wish you could – Steve wrote and helped me out because I had a show to do in my scorebook. His is so neat. Now, there is the infamous
55 or 56 foot
yeah, somewhere
pitch,
in there.
yeah.
Not sure whether it was 55 or 56. It didn't get there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I want to get dramatic. We don't have any base runners.
That's
right now.
yeah.
Walker would be the first one because he's the first hitter. Paul Schulte working too hard down there. We'll give Paul a break sometimes. 3-2 pitch, fouled off and just got a piece of that one.
Just got it down in the lower third of the bat.
And, of course, again, we've honored 3 seniors today. And I'm going to tell you what, Brian Bullard, the dugout coach and bench coach, if you want to call it that, is fearless where he stands by that pole all the time.
Yeah.
Here is the 3-2 pitch again. Oh, Walker wanted it, and it had just a slight bend, and they struck him out. So 1 out. And I know that McLaren is feeling much better after that.
I think Walker would like to have that one back if he possibly could. It probably was a little bit upstairs in the strike zone.
Well, the wind jumped up to a 23-mile-an-hour gust, and that's what we're going to have gust up to today at times. With 1 out, it's the right-handed hitting Easton Jones who comes up there. He takes a ball, and now the catcher, at least pitcher didn't have to jump and do all that to get the ball.
I don't know that I've ever seen it roll that way all the way back to the mound.
Well, maybe this young man catching's got the touch, and we'll talk about him. Smith, the catcher, Randy Smith. There's one outside. It's like everybody's trying to work away. Easton, if he's got a good inside-out swing, can take it. Matter of fact, the right fielder is shading him about 2 steps to the line from straight away. Center is 1 step off of that straight line. Here's the 2-ball pitch, a ground ball to the shortstop. Joyner shoots over to first, gets him by a step. So we've got 2 outs in the inning.
You got a good many fans who have made the trip up from Germantown for this one this afternoon. They're giving their team some enthusiasm.
And it's good. Nothing like fun at the old ballpark. I wonder who said that. I know.
They should have copyrighted the phrase, let's say that.
Oh, there's nothing like fun at the old ballpark.
Yeah.
And Steve Beverly will sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'd have to do it before the 7th inning, though.
7th inning, yeah.
Yeah. And
they need to have a 5th inning stretch.
Yeah, that's what we do, a 5th inning stretch in high school ball. Chance King, the fine senior right fielder, wears 23. He is at the plate. That pitch just missed. Of course, we are dapperly attired in our blue jerseys with the easy-to-see gold numbers or yellow numbers on the back with a little border on it. Germantown in Cincinnati-type uniforms. Good pitch. And, Chance is shaking his head. He's ready now.
Yeah.
And coaching a deep third base is our head mentor, Chase McLean. Todd Lumley over at first. 1-1 the count with 2 outs. And again,
the 56-footer.
Yeah, that one, you got it right, Steve. Boy, Steve is accurate. He must have been a geometry major or something. Did you figure the hypotenuse on that one?
No. That's like when they're shooting from beyond the 3-point line and we come up with those fictitious lines, 28-footer.
Yeah. Yes. This one high pop in the infield, now drifting out, and it's going to be a fair ball, and I believe that will have to be an error, Steve. I hate to give it to him on that because the wind struggles, but yeah, and the official score has just agreed.
Yeah,
with us.
I would go with that because it's simply you just got to get under that, and it really in a situation like that you just got to run a little faster and try to two-hand the ball rather than one-hand it.
Let's see if they're running Chance King with 2 outs and the cleanup man, Wyatt Jones, who also doubles as a linebacker, and he does start, folks, and looking forward to seeing Wyatt's senior season that will be approaching next year. He's a junior. And he's been on the Hub City Deli sports show that Jackson Christian has on Tuesday nights during football season. It's outside. Chance wasn't going then, and I let head coach McLean kind of walk away. I forgot to check his signals out. Here's the pitch, and the curveball stayed high.
Yeah, too high.
Got to follow through, and I probably, and I know I do a little coaching sometimes, I would ask the young man to change his release point and hold it just a hair longer. 2 balls, no strikes. A runner at first with 2 outs. Jones at the plate. On the ground, in between hop, and I think we're going to have an E5.
E5,
Steve.
yep.
Third baseman makes an error. But you know what? At this point in time, you take them any way you can get them on. So a runner at first and a runner at second. That's King at second, Jones at first, Zach Creasy, the fine third baseman, who's also a point guard. And we're going to get a courtesy runner for Jackson Christian. And
that's going to be Jack Collins.
And, hey, my man Jack Collins, who got a workout running yesterday.
So he got enough, so he's in shape to handle the bases today.
And, Darby, you still, I think, owe the young man a 1-ball count now. He got in shape for football, run his pass routes and stuff. That was the Honorable Downtown Ricky Brown trying to get me. That was inside. Will the runners try to advance?
No, I guess it just did not go far enough away. That you don't have a long distance to where the backstop is here, so it has to be one where he loses sight of the ball to get those runners to advance.
Good news is it's a hitter's count, and our hitter, Zach Creasy, can pick his pitch. He's playing third base today. Said it was up. Okay. You know, I've always wondered about umpires. Why don't they let them wear in a daytime game like this a light blue shirt or something?
That's what I think.
That absorbs the heat there, and I'd hate to be the 3-0 pitch. He's taking all the way, and these sacks are jammed. We can say ducks on the pond. Boy, I'm popular. I'm going to have to cut my sound off. I thought I had because I had to hustle out here from doing the Saturday Sports Roundup. And we had the former head mentor of Mississippi State and their quarterback. We played a clip of him scoring in the Sun Bowl today. Rocky Felker was on with Dr. Robert Rooks, who wrote 100 Years of Haywood Football book.
Great history there in sports. No place to put him here, Joe. And we got Campbell Scott, one of our 3 seniors today.
And McLaren has already used 21 pitches, Steve.
You mean it's actually working?
Yes. Thank you, Lord. I actually prayed for my phone today. And I'm scared to turn the sound off on the ringer because you know what could happen to the phone.
Exactly. But it finally happened, Joe, after I've been here with you most all this season, and here you go. Finally get it to work.
Finally get it to work. We're at the end. Well, you had a little trouble with your game changer for the men.
I've had a lot of trouble with it.
Now, did you have any women's softball? And our girls have 20 wins this year.
Didn't have it the other night. Did not have it.
And we got to see Maggie Richardson yesterday. I wish Maggie, if she's here, would come by again.
Trinity Brooks.
Yeah, Trinity. That one down Main Street.
He was taking that one all the way. There was no question on a 3-0 count.
Well, actually, Chase had an invisible rope holding his arms from swinging. 3-1 the count with the bases jammed. 2 outs in the inning. McLaren on the mound, comes to the plate. That's fouled off. It's merry-go-round time. Everybody running with the pitch. Now, the other day, Chester County actually left. We could have actually stepped back and picked one of their guys off, but Pitchers are going to be focusing on the plate. We're not going to do anything fancy here.
All the base runners have reached after 2 were out in this inning.
And that's the way. I mean, that's good baseball. If you're going to be a successful team, you have to do that sometimes. 3-2. Bases jammed. Ducks on the pond if you prefer. 2 outs. And as he goes into the windup, the runners will start running. Matter of fact, first was already leaving. It's drill. Will it stay fair? That's the only question. Hooking foul.
That one bent. And I don't think that was wind dated. It was just because we don't have a very strong wind right at this moment. I think it's just he got around on it just a little bit too late, and it just bent foul.
For those of you that are golfers, it's like a hook with one of your drivers.
Yeah.
That's probably with your number 1 or number 3, you'd hit one like that.
Yeah, as they say now, into the second cut.
Yes. I didn't make many of the cuts in tournaments. 3-2 pitch again with 2 outs. The runners will start.
Nobody likes to call it the rough anymore.
Oh, I know it. Here they go. They're coming. It's hit the batter. So automatic RBI.
And so give RBI to Campbell Scott.
And Campbell, what a great job, the senior. And Steve is absolutely right, an RBI. 1 run is in. Everybody moves up a base. We got Creasy down on second. Campbell is on first. And, of course, at third base, Jack Collins running for Wyatt Jones, and, of course, Chance King just scored. And here comes Braden Wilbanks. He's hitting for himself today. That looked like a good pitch, and it is. One strike the count. Now, Brayton is a very capable hitter. I would think if he hits, he's probably going to be hitting to right center or left center. Now, if he could get down that line, though, we have one of those track meets I talk about. The 0-1 pitch, and he wanted that one.
And that was back up. Didn't quite get over the screen, so it's an 0-2 count. And that pretty much takes any possibility of a bunt out of the play because you don't want to be called for a third strike on a bunt.
Not now. And an 0-2 pitch coming up. He will want to protect the plate. In the old days, they used to choke up. Nobody chokes up anymore,
No.
Steve. Here's the 0-2 pitch with the Sachs jam fouled off, and we'll do it again.
Just got a piece of that one.
Runners are getting very good leads right now. We'll do the 0-2 with 2 outs. Ducks on the pond. Outfield straight away. Infield in just a little bit. Here's the pitch. Outside. Tell you what, Randy Smith, the catcher, has been very active back there.
Yeah, this is one of those where he'll probably have a little ibuprofen after the game to take care of those knees going up and down.
And don't know what grade he is in. We will check it, but Randy's a senior. I wonder if Shelby State's looking at him. Here's one. Got under it, popped it up. Is it going to drift? Drift. It goes
out of play.
Yeah. First baseman gave chase. Israel is the first baseman. Caleb Israel.
Now he's hanging tough up here.
And, of course, Omar Blunt, their head coach. Eddie Derrick is the JV and a coach and assistant. Melvin McKinney and D.J. Perry, the other one. Chase McLean, our head coach. Brian Bullard, Todd Lumley help him. Here's the pitch. And good job that time by the hitter. And, boy, did you see my man Jack Collins. You got to love Jack.
I mean, Jack was ready on that one.
He was 3/4 of the way down the line. You know what? If he had been real nonchalant about it, I don't think the catcher would have ever seen
He
him.
probably stolen home.
Bases jammed with a 2-2 count, 2 outs.
I'd love to see a triple steal this afternoon.
That'd be Braden Wilbanks with a chance to help himself. It's outside. Catcher tried to.
He held on to that for. He wanted to get that.
He not
ball.
only framed it, he had a little. Some people used to call it jerking the mitt. Trying to swipe a strike, or there's all kinds of different names for it.
The umpire stayed stoic.
Umpire was right on top of it. Here we go. Merry-go-round time. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners moving with the pitch. It's high, and we're going to get an RBI walk-in. So we have 2 RBIs on the thing. That is McLaren's 35th pitch, I believe.
That is a lot of first inning pitches.
Yeah, Jack Collins scores. Zach Creasy will move to third base. And Campbell Scott, the fine senior, down to second base. And, of course, Braden Wilbanks is now at first with the shortstop. Yesterday's starting pitcher, Austin Kelly, coming up there. And I know his grandfather, who does watch our broadcast, he's in attendance today, and probably his grandmother, too.
All of this has happened after 2 outs.
McLaren's pitch outside. And the only thing is I would warn Zach about running on the inside of that baseline. Where he is now is a good place to be. Even returning, you need to stay in foul territory. Here's the pitch.
That gets away, but they're not going to move because that backstop, as we mentioned, well, they're going to let him come.
It hit him.
So he got the hit.
Austin gets hit with a pitch, and he gets an RBI out of it. And so that will plate Zach Creasy. Moves Campbell Scott over to third base. And Braden Wilbanks down to second. Austin Kelly, who has good speed. Now, if we can just hit one somewhere. Here comes Reed Cooper, the good fielding young second baseman. Reed kind of has a middle stance. It's balanced. Front foot's not open. It's not closed. With 2 outs, the first pitch to Cooper. Umpire likes it for a strike.
Well, that's a good thing to bat around in the first inning and give your pitcher at least a 3-0 lead.
Absolutely. Just don't mess my scorebook up.
I got a feeling it could happen.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. And
he hit him on the right shoulder.
And another hit batsman. And I'm sure that the young man looks like a good pitcher. His release point has hurt him a little bit today. And that will get another run in. That'll bring Campbell Scott in, who's playing left field today, to score. Wilbanks to second. And we may have a pinch runner for him, too. I didn't check that, Steve. And
he's running for himself.
Okay, he's running for himself.
4 runs without a hit.
And this brings up Walker Ray. Easton Jones on deck if needed. Walker wants to atone for the strikeout in the first inning. And he's ready. I can see the determination. Inside. Walker's got his look. I'm going to get me one this time. Fine young man if you ever talk to him. Good student in the classroom.
Very articulate.
Yep. All our kids are good students. And outside, and of course you heard Campbell Scott's great. It's 4.5 something, Steve.
4.53. And
wow, that's amazing. I mean, you say, wait a minute, you can't go. Yeah, you can go with those AP subjects, college subjects like that, and these classes are weighted like that too. The 2-0 pitch on the way from McLaren. Good eye, man. Walker had the dotted line eye on that one.
He's going to be taking this one all the way.
Yep. Although, sometimes a young man like this, you are tempted to let him cut loose. 3-0 with the Sachs Jam, 2 outs. The runners are ready to go. Here's the pitch, and it's ball 4.
And so those bases on balls and hit batsmen will kill you every single time.
Oh, the late Dizzy Dean would be having a cow right now.
Yes.
And, folks, if you don't know who Dizzy Dean is, Hall of Famer, won 30 games, and very colorful character. Omar Blunt, the head coach, decides he's going to come out and talk to his young pitcher. McLaren is a senior, but that doesn't mean he's young and experienced and stuff.
Well, you're looking at this at 5-0. This has to be the frustrating part of it. A 5-0 lead for Jackson Christian. If you're Germantown, you're extremely frustrated because they've done all without a hit.
Yeah, and they got those early guys out. We had a strikeout and a ground out early, and 2 errors led to all this. So, Steve, I believe that would make just about every one of these runs unearned, though.
Yeah, Chance King got on with an error. And then Wyatt Jones also got on with an error. And so you had the first 2 of them that were base runners. It was fielding errors.
And the 45th pitch was a ball.
That first baseman was so close to making the snag on that ball that was hit by Chance King.
Here's one drilled, our first hit, and it's going to plate 1. 1 run, they're going to hold it up, as you see in the picture that Jace McLean walks up the line like a good third base coach does and holds his runner But a solid hit by Easton Jones.
Well, we have batted around and had to hit 2 in the inning, and so that is believe it or not, that's the first hit of the game for Jackson Christian with a 6-0 lead.
Easton Jones on first, and the man that really got things started when his fly ball was misjudged because the wind got it a little bit. Chance King comes up. He's 0 for 1, but has scored. Was on with an error by the first baseman, and he gets hit. He's tough. It didn't hurt him. And that'll bring a run in. Everybody advances 1. Reed Cooper is just about to score, and he does. And I like that he stepped on the plate rather than – I'm still a little bothered by the young man that just touched home plate with his finger, just bent over and touched it like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let it ruin my day, though.
Well, I hope you don't do that, but I know exactly what you're talking about. That just – you want to see something better than that.
And, folks, that wasn't one of our young men.
No.
I know what Chase would do if they did that. This was a young man from a visiting team. Boy, Wyatt Jones, I didn't even get to announce it. He put one right in that gap.
They got 2 in.
1 run scored, 2 streaking towards the plate. And that will take care of some business right there. And a solid RBI single. And now we've got runners at first and second is Chance King. And here comes the road runner himself, Jack Collins. That's going to be his new nickname. He's going to be the road runner.
This is the 14th Eagle to bat in this inning.
You're absolutely correct, Steve. And it's Zach Creasy, the fine third baseman. Boy, Zach had the home run cut. His head kind of pulled out. You got to see that ball, as Hank Aaron used to say, hit that bat. 0-1 pitch will be coming from McLaren with 2 runners on now. That one is low. And, again, Smith has a pitch that I believe he would have come up throwing had we tried to advance, and we didn't.
9 runs on 2 hits.
As I was starting earlier and didn't finish, Walker Ray was safe yesterday. There's a pitch high. I went back, like I said, used my coaching equipment, blew it up, looked at it. He was safe.
Well, as we say, there are some calls that are missed.
That's right. Well, the umpire had to look at it from a different angle than I got to see it. There's the pitch for a strike. It's 2-2. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. At the plate, Zach Creasy. He's already scored in this contest. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, and there we go.
That was a 57-footer.
Absolutely. And Smith blocking it, the senior catcher, really getting a workout today.
Well, you do have a place to put him this time.
Sure do. It'll be 3-2, but the runners will be running with the pitch. A 2-man merry-go-round will start right here with 2 outs and a 3-2 count. Trying to hold the runner. Here's the pitch. It's high. He walks. Sacks are jammed again. And Zach Creasy works him for a walk. Now, I think, and I'm probably jumping the gun, it's 20 after 2. Not to time, but that would be the end of a ball game if they score 20 runs in 2 innings. And it's 20-0. It's only 9-0 right now, so don't get too excited because I gave you that information.
Joe wants to get your blood pressure boiling here.
Yeah. Nice pitch, but a little high. I agree with the umpire. He gives the up sign. Young man behind the plate doing a good job. Don't know his name. Wished I did. He's been very consistent.
I don't know that I've ever called a game that a team has batted around twice in an inning.
And we're getting closer all the time.
Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes now after that pitch. Got Chance King down at third. Jack Collins running for Wyatt Jones. And let's see what else we have here. But 9 runs so far on 2 hits here in just the first inning of play.
Boy, you have to know McLaren is worn out.
And he has thrown 56 pitches. And make that 57 for a ball. Hines 57 pitch.
3-0. I still think he'll take it all the way.
Campbell Scott, the senior, already has an RBI and has scored in this game. He there in the middle of the box, and I think he'll be taking two. Boy, what a lead down at third. Popped up. Let's see who gets under it. Looks like the second baseman's waving people off. He gets it to end the inning.
That shows you what I know.
Well, I'm like you, Steve. I thought they might have had the hit on, but 9 runs on 2 hits, and there were 2 errors, and there were 3 men left on base. But the score at the end of 1 full inning of play, the Eagles of Jackson Christian School lead the Germantown Red Devils 9-0. Let's take an important timeout on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
Southern Family Dentistry's dental laser technology is a game changer for those who experience dental anxiety. Just imagine, no more drills. Look at some of Dr. Nathan Nash's patient results. We provide a relaxing environment to ensure a pleasant visit every time. From a simple cleaning to a full dental reconstruction. And now, prepless veneers. We're there when you need us. Dr. Nathan Nash will treat your family just like he wants his family treated. Check them out on Facebook to see all those loving smiles. Call 300-4545. Southern Family Dentistry, we want to make you smile.
Great American Sports makes sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson, we specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Boy, Steve, an explosive inning after those errors. We picked up 9 runs on 2 hits. They have scored 9 RBIs is the way I'm looking at the official scores work. There were 4 bases on balls. We did have 1 man to strike out.
2 errors in the inning, and one of them was with 2 out that just seemingly everything crumbled for Germantown after that point.
Ismael Riccio, the second baseman, comes up. He got that pop out to end the inning. He leads off, hits right-handed. Facing Braden Wilbanks, who had a pretty good first inning. Just missing. Umpire gave it a good look-see, and we'll go with his call. So it's a 1 ball, no strike count. Everybody's just playing basically straight away right now, Steve. Wind's picked up. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman. Zach Creasy comes up, gets it on the hop, throws over to first, got him by at least 4 steps.
When you get a 3-hopper like that, the thing about it is you charge the ball, but you have to be very, very disciplined in waiting on that thing to come to you before you pick it up and release it, as he did going to third base. And it was a great, almost in one motion. Pick it up, snag it, throw it to first.
Absolutely. Wilbanks, according to the game changer, says he's only thrown 18 pitches.
Well, his energy has been conserved immensely here in these first 1 1/3 innings.
Tars Pfeiffer, the left fielder, is up there. He drops a bunt, but it gets a big hop and is fielded by Wilbanks. Shoots to first, and it was close. It wasn't quite a tie, and the umpire thumbed him out.
It was what we would call a bang-bang play at first base, but got him by about a half step.
You could measure it, I guess, what, millimicrons?
Yes.
Millimicrons. Bringing up Braden Morris. He's playing third base, wears number 14. Short stride, but he took a strike that time. Sometimes some people take the big long stride. You've seen those hitters like that. You've seen some that take no stride because they've got the wide stance. He has a little short step towards the pitcher. That one just missed. Probably missed by 2 inches, but wasn't a bad pitch. Had it been on that black corner edge of the plate, the umpire would have rung him, well, not rung him up and called the second strike.
Yeah.
1-1 to count, 2 outs. Wilbanks, here's a ground ball. Looks like Creasy's going to handle his second chance. The crow hop step, throws it high, but Walker Ray comes down on it. And you know what that means, my favorite thing to have happen. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. The score at the end of 1 1/2 innings of play. The Jackson Christian Eagles 9, the Germantown Red Devils nothing. We'll be back on the Worthy Road Studios Network after these messages.
Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installations, bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
At Lonnie Cobb Ford, we now give you a warranty for life on the engine and transmission. That's right, a warranty for life at no cost to you. Unlimited time, unlimited mileage, but it's only at Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country. Did you know that Lonnie Cobb Ford's warranty for life is available on pre-owned vehicles too? That's right, a warranty for life on a used car. And with our huge selection of over 100 vehicles, we have the one for you. Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
We are back. Steve and I are having too much fun over here again today, and I agree with Tommy McLean. Go by and see that concession stand. Not only is the game one worth watching these young men play, but come out in the concession stand. They could open up a restaurant out there.
They absolutely could. It is in those ballpark franks that you have here, and I'm not talking about the brand name that is sold in the stores. No, right off the grill, ain't be. Ooh, they are extra good.
Well, I don't know where Chuck or whoever bought them found them, but they're better than ballpark franks, and I do eat ballpark franks.
Oh yeah, but they're beefy, and they don't have any of that junk in it that a lot of the hot dogs you buy in the store have.
Yeah, there's no filler in it. And Braden Wilbanks, the pitcher, able to help his cause in the first inning. He walked. He scored a run. He's leading off here in the bottom of the second. Steve Beverly will take over and give you an inning or two in the third and maybe the fourth. Well, like I said, I looked it up. It is 20 after 2.
You're right, Joe.
Yeah, not the time either. It's
this is something when we start giving time checks on a baseball game.
Well, 20 runs after 2 innings is all they have to, unless there's an agreement between the coaches to keep going on. Here's the pitch, and that one a nice pitch on the outside. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Braden Wilbanks wearing 28. And I know Paul can't hear us because he's got one of the executive director headsets on. We'll talk to him in a minute. Oh, that one got him in the ear. Now that, it doesn't hurt you like you think, but it makes your ear pop a little bit. It kind of shakes you. And another hit batsman. And Steve, I probably should have been counting hits batsman.
Well, let me try to do a quick check on that, Joe. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the 5th hit batsman.
And right here, a good move. And this is our buddy Andrew Potts, who he's coming in to pinch run, which you can do for the pitcher and the catcher. Andrew, of course, batted as the designated hitter last night. 62 pitches for McLaren. The young man, has promise, but being a senior, he doesn't want to have an outing like this. Nice pitch.
Yep. Got the outside corner.
And he would be the first to tell you, I'd like for my release point to be a little more consistent. 1-strike pitch. The hitter is Austin Kelly, who quarterbacks and plays shortstop, pitches. Does not mix the Gatorade, though.
Austin had one of those noggin knockers in the first inning.
Yes, he did. He was one of our hits batsmen that we were counting. So Austin would like to put his bat on the ball, not his head. Up in the air, fouled off. Some of the young men, as they play travel ball and things like that, they learn, and you have to uppercut a little bit to drive the ball anyway, but there's a new type of swing they've been teaching the last few years that has even more. You got to get those arms extended. You see the graphics on Worthy Road. 1-2 pitch fixing to come, Steve. And that one, that's the first time I've seen Smith, and he didn't go far from him, do something that wouldn't allow him to maybe throw a runner out.
No.
And that wasn't bad. He pounced on it, and I was right. The young man is quick. Sometimes we mix quickness and speed up. Speed is longer distance. Quickness is quick doing things. That one in the ground, he blocks it.
We haven't seen McLaren make a move toward first base in this game.
Yeah, you're right about that. He's looked really hard. 3-2 pitch. Andrew Potts on first. Austin Kelly at the plate. Will Chase put Andrew Potts in motion? Be interesting
on
to
a
see.
3-2 count. I think so.
No outs in the inning. Here's the pitch coming to the plate, and it's ball 4.
He didn't have to.
And that might be the reason why he didn't put him in motion. So now runners at first and second. Potts at second. Kelly at first. And Reed Cooper, who was hit by a pitch and scored in that first inning, coming to the plate. He wears number 5, plays second base, hits right-handed. Flag is blowing towards right field out there. We're getting a very good look at Old Glory out there. Here's a good shot of the pitcher by Worthy Road Studios. Now you've got the shot of all of them. Good pitch by the pitcher for strike 1. You get several different camera angles. You know, we had more cameras going than UT did a week ago when they were playing on the weekend.
That's what Worthy Road Studios does.
That'll be strike 2, and so Reed Cooper in the hole. We have worked a game with as many as 9 cameras. ESPN doesn't put 9 cameras at a broadcast, but Paul gives you the best shots. And he's improved it today by not putting a camera on you and I. Here's one that's going to bounce.
He's going to move to second on that one.
And everybody goes up 1.
We'll score that one a wild pitch.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes off the wild pitch. Reed Cooper battling at the plate. He'll need to make contact. Anything that's close to the plate, he's got to take an effort at. One of the things that every once in a while hurts is we get a little conservative. We've taken some third strikes this year. And then Jace McLean and the other coaches talked to him. Brian Bullard, Todd Lumley. This one in the dirt. We're going to try to score. Here comes Potts. It's a foot race to the plate. Did he make it?
Out.
No, they're going to punch him out. And so you go 2-U on that one. Now, we're not trying to say 2-U, but it's catcher unassisted.
But also score that a wild pitch.
Yeah, because the other runner advanced all the way to third. So now there is 1 out in the inning. The 2-ball, 2-strike count with a runner at third. That's Austin Kelly. Cooper. Yeah.
McLaren's got to be getting close to 90 pitches.
I got him at 72 is what they got him.
Well, then I overestimated. It seems like it because he's just been on the mound forever.
He has spent a lot of time out there. This one hits the plate, and that one took one of those funny bounces, kind of ran up the screen, then kicked back to the right where the Jackson Christian emblem is. 3-2. Reed is good at putting the ball on the bat. He got hit the last time up and scored. The runner on third, Austin Kelly. He would love to come home and score that 10th run. And this time I bragged on him too much, and he took that 3rd strike. But Reed's still a very fine player.
Second strikeout of the afternoon for McLaren.
Got 2 Ks. And Walker Ray, the senior, who was part of the senior day festivities with his family, wears number 16. He is 0 for 1 today.
Brought in a run with a walk in the first inning. Oh, on the head. Joe, did I miss something?
Well, the parabolic mic sounded like it.
And that ball looked like it just glanced off of his helmet.
And Walker's shaking it off a little bit. Don't know whether it did or not.
I
but
guess
the umpire,
not.
if he doesn't see it, and it might have missed. I know Smith got a glove on it, and that also had a sound. But a 1-ball, no strike count, and I really honestly believe Walker wants to hit away.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch.
And he
got
did.
under it. And that's one of those that on your drive, you don't want to dip quite that much. So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. We've got a runner at third, but there are 2 outs. And Andre McLaren, trying to work out of a little bit of a jam. I see one of the players, he's wearing one of those fancy knee braces over there. That one's inside. You see the umpire look away like that. 2 reasons. 1, the dust came out of the catcher's mitt. 2, it was a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, if I've got the count right, and I want to double check it. It is. 2 outs. Walker Ray at the plate. McLaren's pitch in the dirt.
Good job to stop that one by the catcher.
Smith has done a good job for them holding things down, plus put out a runner trying to score. On deck would be Easton Jones. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And they say he walked again. So 2 walks and 3 trips to the plate for our friend Walker Ray. Let's see, trying to get a run home if they steal Walker. Walker's a good base runner. You've also got a good base runner down at third base, Austin Kelly. Now, if this was football, we'd be throwing a pass from Kelly to Ray, who played wide out. And Kelly was the backup quarterback, but could have started behind Gage Boykin. Here's one on the ground of the third baseman. He'll go to first. Nice peg over there for the 3rd out in the inning. And this time Jackson Christian gets no runs on no hits and leaves 2 men on base. And the score at the end of 2 full innings of play, Jackson Christian 9 and Germantown nothing. Let's take a timeout on the Worthy Road Studios Baseball Network.
Welcome to Mann's Wrecker Service. We offer a wide array of services. We are dedicated towing professionals, experienced in both simple and complicated towing services. We offer light and heavy-duty off-road recovery, auto and heavy-duty towing, load shift and load transfer capabilities, and much more. We are equipped to handle any situation, no matter how big or how small. Call today at 731-424-2173.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
Steve Beverly and Coach Joe Holloway here live from Jackson Christian School. And this is got a few changes here, but we've got, in particular, Carter Ellis is moved to the mound. And after those 2 strong innings from Braden Wilbanks, scoreless innings with no hits, they're going to give Carter an opportunity to hit the mound. And 9 runs scored in the first inning, all after 2 were out for the Eagles. So scheduled up is Elijah Dotson, the center fielder.
And Steve, let me run this through. There haven't been big changes, but things keep jumping now. Game change active. I think JT Mullins has come into the game too.
And where do we have him at?
We will have him in center field now. Campbell Scott still in left, the senior. Chance King in right, a senior. Wilbanks has moved over to third, according to Game Changer. And Minot is catching now. So we'll get all those changes for you.
Dotson at the plate. He has not been there.
Nice pitch.
Yeah. Hit the outside corner for strike 1.
Now this is Dodson and Bradley's first time's up.
And he was way out in front of that one for strike 2. Only 1 base runner, and that was the pitcher, Andre McLaren, was hit by a pitch ball in the first inning. Otherwise, it has been a tremendous pitching performance on the part of the 2 Eagle pitchers so far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No one on as we start the 3rd inning in this beautiful day in Jackson, Tennessee. Expect possibility of showers overnight tonight. That one was foul, tipped back to the backstop.
And, Steve, we have the re-entry rule. Those starters could re-enter one time.
Yeah. Which I think is good, particularly in the high school level, is to give them the opportunity to come back into the game if necessary.
Well, if you didn't have that rule, coaches would not substitute unless they just really needed to.
Well, and you look at a Germantown team that's in here with only 12 players, so that is, that's another factor where that's concerned. Just outside the zone, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Ellis delivers. And strike 3 right on the corner. Caught him looking. That is the second strikeout for Jackson Christian pitchers. That brings up to the plate Jermarion Bradley. He is the right fielder, his first trip to the plate.
Bradley with the George Hendricks style pants right down there to the ankles.
You got that one right. Just inside. He had to step away from that a bit. 1 ball, no strikes.
Carter Ellis let him know, I can throw the ball inside. It wasn't a purpose pitch. It was just a nice piece of information.
Love that behind the pitcher shot that you get from Worthy Road Studios, and those guys are just all over it today.
Absolutely. You see 3 of our fine sponsors as corner sponsors.
That's down in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. And, of course, our director today is Eris Hollingsworth. She takes good care of you by punching the buttons correctly, and she always grins every time we mention her name.
Now, we've got a runner going to first, and I'm going to have to check out what happened
I'm not sure what happened
with Bradley,
on that.
whether that pitch that was low and inside actually got a piece of him. We had 2 catchers interference by the same hitter the other day with Fayette Academy.
In the same game,
In the same game, and I've not seen that.
Well, that brings up Randy Smith, the catcher. He struck out looking his first time up. That one got just away from Minot.
And we'll remind you, Will Banks is at third and Mullins is in center field.
And taking his time on the mound. And he delivers, and that's going to go right back. No, it's going to go this time. He's going to fly it to second. He thought about going to first, but there's no way he was going to be able to get the double play. But it was good thinking on the part of the shortstop to get it to the second baseman, so score that one 6-4. Smith goes to first, and Bradley is eliminated on a force at second. And here's Kylan Joyner, the shortstop. He flied out to right field his first time up. He's dealing with Bradley at first and trying to steal, and it just got away on the throw, and so he did make it in for the steal.
And we'll try to see what happened on the official scoring here at the end of the inning.
Germantown does not have a hit in the game so far. Jackson Christian only 2 hits, but they've combined so many walks and hit batsmen that have allowed them to amass this 9-0 lead way high. That's 2 balls and no strikes. I don't think we've had a batter to go to a 3-0 count so far in this contest.
And I believe they're scoring that it did nick his leg when Bradley was running.
That was hard to see.
Yes, it was.
Ellis gives a couple of looks back to his man on second. And the strike. Went down for a low, and he was going for, as Diz would say, he naturally had a ripple at that one.
He sure did. He could have powered New York City with that swing.
I think there's some counties in California that could probably use it too.
And we're not helping California.
No.
May not help New York.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Actually, Memphis needs the power over there. They're making decisions on TVA and who's going to handle their power.
Yeah, and some nervous decisions being made on that. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Down in the dirt. That was a 56-footer. That was a very, very smart move on the part of Zach Creasy to step to his right. Otherwise, that would have brought home a run.
Well, Will Banks down at third. He did a great job of that. I agree with you on a smart play. And the throw was kind of came across the body and was headed. That one gets by, the run scores.
And that one's going to sail outside, and so the walk. So that puts 2 on base now. Got him on the corners. And Andre McLaren, the pitcher, and his first time up, he was hit by a pitch.
And he had been the only base runner. Let's see if they're running here on the first or second pitch, Steve.
You really don't have anything to lose down 9-0 to take a gamble.
No, you don't.
And he's going to second, and they go back to third, but he's back in safely. So, no, they got him.
They punched him out.
And he doesn't like the call at all. I can see him. He's throwing his hands up by his sides. He does not agree with that call, but they picked him off of third, so give a big amount of credit to Wynett for that out. So we have ended 2.5 innings, and your score is still Jackson Christian 9 and Germantown nothing.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Men, there's a new salon in Jackson, Race Clips, on South Highland, next door to Roland Safety and Supply. Whether it's a quick trim or a new look, Race Clips stylists can transform you to perfection. At Race Clips, you'll find all the products to keep you looking your best. Active duty military, veterans, and law enforcement officers receive a discount. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, 9 to 3 on Saturday. Race Clips on South Highland, Jackson. Go to race-clips.com.
Well, Dizzy Holloway and Pee Wee Beverly back with you here at
and I am kind of dizzy.
And we are looking at a 9-0 game. All 9 runs in the first inning for Jackson Christian were with 2 out, and just kept putting together a conglomeration of walks, hit batsmen, and frankly only 2 hits. But you keep getting those bases on balls and the other free passes, and it just keeps mounting up. And so a 9-0 lead, and Chance King, the right fielder, will be first up. And then scheduled, we'll take a look at the rest of this as they go. The catcher's got to get his stuff back on, so you've got one of the assistant coaches that is taking the warm-up tosses.
I bet he coached or caught once upon a time in his day when he was a player.
Something tells me that he did.
And I am, again, saying a quick prayer over Game Changer. It's kind of stalled for a second. I'd like to know how many pitches McLaren has thrown.
I think he has got to be somewhere in the mid-80s at least in just 2 innings.
Absolutely, because, you know, when we talked about it earlier, he was at 72, and there were batters to come up after that.
Well, here comes Chance to the plate. Chance did a terrific job in relief last night and struck out 4 batters and did everything that was asked of him, but it was Hunter McLemore's big night for Chester County, holding Jackson Christian to 2 hits.
It really was, and, of course, we had the bang-bang play. The umpire, from his angle, the runner looked out. If you can change things around, he was safe.
Yeah.
But I had the advantage.
That's right. And ifs don't – that was a 42-footer.
Yep.
Ifs don't matter the next day, but you sit back and you think about that, what might have been if –
And you still got to get the runner home.
If he had been declared safe in that and you'd have had runners on first and third.
81 pitches, Steve.
Well, I was a little bit off on that. Said mid-80s. And he got hit right in the rib cage. Boy, I'm telling you what, they've been target practice here this afternoon. That is the 6th hit batsman.
And trust me, as a linebacker, you had on blast or isolation plays 2 guys coming after Chance King, and he's been hit harder than that. He and his working buddy, Tacker Nash. And Southern Dentistry and Nathan Nash helped bring you these broadcasts along with Snookums, Deaton's Carpet One, and Kimberly Evans, who's part of the Hickman Realty Group.
That's pain-free dentistry when you go to Southern Family Dentistry.
Boy, he's got all that new modern equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, Nathan is at the top of the game. Now, Steve, have we got a pinch hitter?
This is Wynett.
Okay.
He came in, Minot, I'm sorry. He came in the 2nd inning, made a lot of changes, and Chase is trying to play as many guys as he can today, and that one's outside for ball 1. Faked the throw over to first, but thought better of it.
And that helps your program. And this is a young program, only 3 seniors in it.
Mm-hmm.
You got a young man that's tearing up, Blake Rowland, but right now Blake's got an injury, and he only designated hit in the JV games.
And that one's outside. They're going to get him to second. Now, wise not to throw that one, and so Chance makes his way with a passed ball. And this is Minot's first time up.
And you have Minot's first time, and he's capable of driving this run in.
You may have heard in the background Eris Hollingsworth telling Paul Schultze that she already has a water.
That's right.
She's not going to accept another one. That one down in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes. As I the number of pitches that McLaren has thrown in technically 2 innings, he has just got to be about to drop.
He does. This will be the 86th pitch on its way.
And all 4 of them were balls, and so that puts him on first and second.
He's a tired young man. His head coach is going to come out and talk to him. And is this him, the speedy, the road runner, Jack
Collins is back out there to pinch run.
I hope Jack catches a touchdown pass in every game this year. And folks say, what are you talking about football? He plays football. A lot of these young men, especially at schools our size, play 2, 3, and there's a few even play 4 sports.
Well, I like that as opposed to situations where young men today in so many cases are forced into choosing one sport and stick with it. I like the fact that a young man can be versatile.
There's still coaches, and I don't like it either. One time I thought that I just wanted my basketball players, best thing I ever did, started running them. I took no supplement. We had a cross-country team. Turns out Kristen Gehring was.
Carter Ellis at the plate, and it's high for ball 1.
Let me write Paul a note here, and you may want some of this too. Yes. No, it doesn't matter, Paul.
That's low for ball 1. We're getting a menu order to Paul Schultze right now from the concession stand.
I may have to send him a text and tell him to bring some mustard.
Mustard. Oh, man. I tell you can't have a hot dog without mustard, even as good as these are.
That's right.
The 2-0 pitch, and hit the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. They're playing at double play depth, and that one's down in the dirt for ball 3. This is Carter's first time up at the plate.
And I believe that was the 89th pitch, Steve. Remember, 120 is the limit.
And that one's high, so it is, as Coach Joe would tell us, ducks on the pond. And we've got them everywhere, no place to put anybody, and that is going to bring up Campbell Scott.
No activity in the bullpen, which tells me if they were going to bring a reliever on, it would have to come from somebody out on the field, and that's tough, Steve. Because you only get a certain amount of warm-up pitches, and sometimes you can't get loose enough. Infield is going to come in. We're going to have a pinch runner.
And checking in to pinch run now is going to be Blake Rowland.
Just the man
He's getting a big hand out there from the fans.
Oh, I guarantee you. And Blake also is a very fine football player, just like his brother, Lance Rowland, who is a wideout. He and Jack Collins can catch that football.
And high, having to duck out of the way of that one.
And see, this is a very nice thing by Chase McLean and Todd Lumley and Brian Bull. This young man really can't throw right now, so they're going to use him at something he can do. He's trying to heal from an injury.
Pitch, Campbell Scott. That's high for ball 2. And
did you see how big a lead Chance King had down the third base line?
He wants to steal home if he can.
He could have. He was about 5 feet from shaking hands with the hitter.
And that one's out in the dirt. It's not going to go far enough to be able to advance the runner, so it is 3-0.
Yeah, and I'm writing Paul another note.
Make it plural, Paul. Joe.
If nobody wants it, you take it. If you don't want it, I'll take it.
3 balls and no strikes to Campbell Scott. He was hit. He was one of the many who have been hit by pitch balls today and got an RBI in the first inning. Flied out his second time up. And the pitch. And that one's in the dirt as well. You can tell he is tired because these balls are just going into the dirt so much. And so another RBI off a walk. So Campbell with 2 RBIs today and hasn't even had to take a swing out of the infield.
Steve, I got breaking news here. I've just seen B.J. Honeycutt and Hawkeye Pierce in a tent, so we have a MASH unit here. We're giving out Purple Hearts. And there is the man. I'm going to have to share it with you.
I'll share it with you. And coming up at the plate is Braden Wilbanks.
And we've got a change at pitcher.
Yeah, it was time.
Well, the young man gave it all he had, Andre McLaren.
Yeah. It's going to be Riccio. Riccio is going to come in to pitch. He was the second baseman.
And we'll make changes in our scorebook. And let's see if McLaren goes to second. And that's probably what's going to happen. Yes, he will. He's getting talked to by Caleb Israel, his first baseman. And I like something that Riccio did. He actually got behind the mound and threw one trying to stretch his arm out.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they call long toss. I've seen some pitchers do it.
Well, he's got an unenviable task to come in with a 10-0 deficit and see if he can just make some kind of sense out of the mess, if you will. It's just been it's been a day, and again, only 2 hits for Jackson Christian, but they have bunched a lot of these hit batsmen, walks across the board. There have been 7 hit batsmen in this game.
That's right. We've put 10 runs on with only 2 hits. We've not committed error. In Germantown, no runs, no hits. They have committed 2 errors.
Wilbanks at the plate. Riccio delivers, sidearm delivery, and that's low for ball 1. Bases remain loaded with nobody out. And again, that sidearm pitch goes low for ball 2.
And that's, like I said, this is tough on the young man that has come in, Riccio.
And the 2-0. That's a strike. Just caught the outside corner, a little bit low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. absolutely perfect afternoon. Wind dying down a bit, although in the outfield you see the flag flipping a bit. And he had to step away from that one. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Some nifty footwork by Braden Wilbanks, who's playing third base now.
I thought he might be trying out for Dancing with the Stars the way he got away from that ball.
You know, it's better moves than some of the people they've had. Now,
That's
they've
right.
had some good ones on there, too, though.
A few you didn't want to see. Sidearm fastball is in there for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the runners on base, I think, will be moving with this pitch.
Infield is in.
And that's a high fly ball, and the left fielder is coming in, and he cannot get to it. We're going to give him a hit on this. 1 run in. They had to all wait to be sure whether it was going to be caught, and he just went as far as he could and could not connect on it. So Wilbanks with a run-scoring single. And that makes it 11-0.
And, Steve, we've got another pinch hitter, I believe.
And let's see who this is. We have got in here now, it is Caden Nanny who's coming in to pinch hit.
Nanny, a left-handed hitter, wears number 20. He's another one of our youngsters. And I do mean youngster. He's not in the upper classes yet. We got a fine young JV team.
Oh, went around. That was a little bit of a golf tee swing, strike 1. This has been another long inning. However, nobody is still out. And bases remain loaded. That one did not catch the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Andrew Potts getting set to come to the plate next. That sidearm delivery, and he got the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Caden Nanny. The 1-2. And just a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I admire this umpire. He called it correctly, even in an 11-0 game. Sometimes you have the temptation to call that a strike.
Yeah.
But this young man has done a good job umpiring.
And the pitch. And there's a hard drive that's going to drop in between the center and the left fielder, and that's going to bring in another run. Pardon me, between the center and the right fielder. You think my depth perception is wrong there. And so another RBI, and that one for Caden Nanny. And he just timed it perfectly, and so we are at 12-0. The 4th hit for the Eagles today.
Andrew Potts, and you wonder, because Andrew also plays second base, will Reed Cooper go back out to second, or will Andrew fill that position? The infield is in, and they're trying to cut the runs down at the plate right now.
Yeah, look out for this little guy, though. He can swing it and give you a big smack, and that one goes foul right over by the JC dugout. No balls and a strike. 9 runs in the first inning, 3 here in the third. And we have already played 60 I'm looking at this. We have already played 76 minutes to the third baseman. He's going to go home, and he gets 1, and that's all he's going to get. And that was a smart move. He didn't try to get too cute with it, and he went home to get the force play. So score that one 5-2. And the bases are still loaded with nobody out. Fielder's choice for Andrew Potts. And here comes Walker Ray up already for his 4th time in the game. And that one's going to go to center field for a base hit. And they may get 2 home. Yeah, no, he's going to stop. I think if he had really been on his bicycle, that would have brought 2 home. But that's 2 hits now for Walker Ray and another RBI. We are 13-0 Jackson Christian here on Senior Day.
And I was checking my stats Blake Rowland scored that run. There's a strike, Steve.
Yep, J.T. Mullins, who came in the previous inning. And, folks, we are just in. And there's a base hit. That one's going to dip in there at center field, and it gets by the center fielder. They're going to have to chase it back. 2 runs they're going to score. And they're going to be at second and third.
Steve, I'm tempted to score that one, though, a 2-base error.
I
mean, a hit and
a hit and an error. I
Yeah,
think
hit and
that's
error.
what it is. That's this 2-run score. And I think the 2 runs would have scored anyway, so give him 2 RBIs on that, but it was a hit and an error. So he gets a base hit and then moves to second on the error by the center fielder. And that moves the runners over to second and third. And we've got Chance King back up. Or do we have Chance? I'm looking here, and I'm trying to catch his number. Yep, we got Chance.
I think the senior's going to play the whole ball game.
Chance has been on base every time he's been up, and this is his 4th. Oh, way out in front of that one. I think he'd love to have that one back.
And Riccio pulled the string on him that time.
Yeah. Chance reached base on an error in the first, and also in the first, his second time up, he was hit by a pitch ball, and that one's going to be fouled out of play.
He's 0 for 1 officially.
And then he's actually been hit twice today.
Yeah, he definitely gets a Purple Heart.
The 0-2 pitch. And 3 of them.
A trifecta.
Joe, what is the record for this?
I don't know. That's he's done this for the good of the team.
That was in the pelvis. So here we go with, oh my goodness, Minot is up to the plate. And he had a single his last time up, and he's got a drive, and it's going back to right field. I think they're going to get under it, and he did not get it. It's going to go all the way back. So he did get it, but it is a sacrifice fly. It was just a little bit out of my range here to see it, but he did snag it. He almost had to turn around to be able to grab that one. So a sac fly, so don't charge him with a time at bat. And that brings in Walker Ray. So we've got 2 out, and it is a 16-0 game. And the runner on second, Mullins, advanced to third, and that one's fouled up against the screen for strike 1.
Of course, Carter on pitching now. He's 0 for 0 officially. That's 22 pitches for Riccio.
Yeah, Carter walked his last time up. 16 runs on 6 hits for Jackson Christian. Outside, 1-1. You still got runners on the corners. Fans have been enjoying this warm Saturday afternoon in Jackson here at the ballpark. Taking his time on the mound, and the pitch. That's high, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's been a long afternoon for Jackson Christian because they haven't had to be in the infield that much.
That's right.
And that one's high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Well, you can put him on. But then once again, you got ducks all over the pond. And then they'd have to face Campbell Scott. And the pitch. There's a high fly ball. And it's going to left field. And the left fielder snags it one-handed for out number 3. But it was another huge inning for Jackson Christian as they picked up 7 more runs. And let's see, 4, 5, 6. Wow. This is almost too much to tally for us here, but they picked up 4 hits There was one error in the inning and 3 men left on base, or 2 men left on base. So we are now at the end of 3. Jackson Christian 16, Germantown nothing.
Over 7 years ago, God called Brandy Reagan into a new career as a realtor. 7+ years later, Brandy is a multi-million-dollar producer, broker, and owner of Reagan Realty Group. Brandy believes God will always give her what He wants her to have. Brandy loves helping clients find their dream homes, and she believes each and every home has a story to tell. So call Brandy today at 731-410-7700 and let her help tell your story. Go Eagles!
27 years ago, a vision became a reality and Snookum Steakhouse officially opened. We cut our steaks in-house and our ribeyes are full of flavor. The steak trimmings are used to make our certified Angus beef steak burgers, so when you order at Snookum's, you are getting high quality. Enjoy our salad bar and mini dessert. Also try our famous family recipe, the Pink Lush Fruit Salad. Come visit Snookum Steakhouse in Henderson, Tennessee. We are open evenings Tuesday through Saturday but closed Sunday and Monday. Snookum Steakhouse, come taste the difference.
I was able to swallow a little bit of hot dog there before we came back, Joe.
They are delicious. Chuck Ray and company over at the concession stand doing a great job.
They are so good. 16-0. 16 runs on 6 hits for Jackson Christian, and a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter is going on between 2 pitchers. Carter Ellis on the mound. 9 runs in the first, 7 in the just completed 3rd inning. So as we go to the 4th, and this is one of these at this stage of the game, Germantown has to get anything it can to prolong this, because if we get to 4.5 innings and it's a 10-run lead, that's it. And that one is low and away to Andre McLaren, the original pitcher, and now at second base.
And he's only been at bat one time, and he's 0-4.
He was hit by a pitch ball. That one's high, 2 balls and no strikes.
Now, we may have some more changes. Campbell Scott's still in left, but it looks like Terry is in right, or in center field, actually.
Eli Terry.
Yes.
And that one just nags away from the inside corner, and it is 3 balls and no strikes.
Jack Collins is in right field. Potts has gone to second base.
I expect he'll be taking this one. And he does, and walks.
So he's going to go through 2 at-bats and not have an official at-bat.
Caleb Israel, the first baseman. He grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. This is one of those, as you see the one, and way out in front of that one. This is one of those games, Joe, that Dizzy Dean would have said to Pee Wee about this point. He said, Pee Wee, I'm going to let you carry the rest of this one because I'm going to go home and go to the hotel room and have me a steak. He did that once when the Yankees were up 14-1 on the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, and only Diz could get away with that.
He had the power to do it because, boy, did he bring in the advertising dollars. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner on first. Taking his time on the mound. And the pitch to Israel. That one dipped. That was, as Joe would talk about, a bender, and it really sailed downward and caught the corner for call, strike 3.
And, Steve, I went back and double-checked because it was hard to read the starting lineup we were presented with. That young man's last name is Isbell, and our apologies, but, folks, trust me, it was hard to read.
We did the best we could with all of the lineup.
Well, I double-checked about the hard-to-read part.
Riccio, who is the relief pitcher, is up. Ball and no strikes in the pitch. And that one is a little bit outside for ball 2.
And Steve, while I was double checking, this young man I found spells his name R-E-E-I-O, so it may be Rio. That's not yours or mine. That's, like I said, trying to read handwriting. Thank goodness for the roster.
I think his coach pronounced his name for me because I asked
him. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll keep saying Recio if that's what the coach said. We'll not argue that with him.
3 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. And high, did not catch the corner. So he walked him on 4 pitches. So that gives them runners at first and second with 1 man out. 2 walks in the inning for Carter Ellis. And it's Taurus Pfeiffer, the left fielder, at the plate. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up in the 2nd inning. Carter takes his time, looks back at the second baseman, and that one was tipped foul.
He offered the bunt. Now, he has a slightly open stance, but all of his weight on his front foot, if you'll check the next picture when we show it'll be on the toes. See how it's lifted and the heel high off of there. We're getting a good shot by Worthy Road Studios camera folks. See the heel and the foot.
Our executive producer, Paul Schultze, is getting a great suntan out here this afternoon.
Well, he's if we could charge him for the sun, we would.
Yes. No balls and 2 strikes. Runners on first and second. And get a good-looking shot there from Carter Ellis. And watch the runner at second. And the pitch. And he chased it. They're going to have to go to first base.
No, the runner at first, he's covered, so don't have to throw it down.
That's right. He had to ask the umpire about that, but that's out number 2. That'll bring up Braden Morris, the third baseman.
And he was out third to first in his first at bat.
He indeed was. So still got 2 runners on base, and that one is just a bit outside for ball 1. 16-0 lead. 9 runs in the first, 7 in the second for Jackson Christian here on Senior Day. Honoring 3 wonderful seniors on this ball club, Campbell Scott, as well as Walker Ray and Chance King. High for ball 2.
And I want to commend the parents that have raised these fine young men. They've done a great job with them. And also the teachers that have worked with them and the coaches. And that's what makes it all good here at Jackson Christian.
Some of the finest people in this city work at this school, and they're doing everything possible to help instill the same types of values in these young people as they go in, hopefully to be game changers in the world for the good.
And you are correct, Steve. I would say next week's baseball probable pitchers are J.T. Favera and Walker Ray since then, and maybe Austin since he worked on Friday night.
3-0 pitch. Right down in there for strike 1 call.
But this is good for Carter Ellis to get some time on the mound in a varsity game. He has had some previous, but he's also had some other pitching time. But this is good action for him.
We're in the top half of the 4th inning. And that one is inside. So that's the 3rd walk of the inning to load him up and bring up Elijah Dotson, the center fielder, who struck out looking in his first trip to the plate. So this is the first time that they've had a runner to reach third base. Actually, they did in the third inning, and the runner was caught.
Yeah, that was a great throw by Wyatt Jones down to third.
Ball and no strikes. Having a little bit of control problems here in the latter part of the fourth inning. The pitch, high, ball 2, and that's 6 straight balls tossed by Carter Ellis.
And they'll remind him about his release point, and that one was released high. Don't want to walk a run in here, Steve.
And the 2-0, high again for ball 3. Flipped over to first base, not in time, but it was close. A lot of dust was kicked up there.
I'll tell you what, mine with a great throw down there to first.
That's the kind that'll kick up your allergies if you have them.
Yes.
So Dotson prepares again for the 3-0 pitch. High, ball 4, and that brings in a run. First run of the game for Germantown. So give Dotson an RBI. And Jermarion Bradley, the right fielder, comes to the plate.
And the coach comes up the line. He said something to Bradley. Let's see if they're going to get a pinch hitter or if they're going to change bats. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Had a conference out on the mound.
Now, the coach went to the lineup card, so that usually indicates a position change or a pinch hitter.
Now let's see who comes out of there. And this is going to be Walker, who comes in as the pinch hitter.
And he is a 9th grader.
So giving the young freshman an opportunity to come to the plate with the bases loaded. 2 are out. 16-1 lead for the Eagles. And the pitch. And he held it out there for a bit, but didn't get the call on it. It was just a little bit inside for ball 1.
Well, he must have just missed, Steve. And again, the umpire squared up on it. We look at it from an angle.
The pitch. And that one goes foul down the left field line ultimately. Ball and a strike. Temperature is right around 81 here in the hub city of West Tennessee. And that heavy wind that we had this morning that was kicking up somewhere close to 25 miles an hour has really calmed down.
But as you pointed out earlier, now Old Glory is blowing in towards home plate.
And there you go, hit the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
41 pitches for Ellis.
Well, they've just put 2 balls on the scoreboard, and that one is a 57-footer. 3 balls and 1 strike. And in case you have not heard Joe and me try to measure that, it's 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's rubber to the plate. And so we're just giving you an approximation of when they hit the dirt in front of it.
I have no claims on being a geometry student.
And the pitch. That's low. That gets away from him, and so that's going to bring in yet another run. Second bases loaded walk of the inning, so Walker manages to get himself an RBI. Oh, it gets away from him. And so they pick 2 runs in. Now, Joe, go back and tell me what exactly we had happened there, because
I was adjusting my scoreboard.
I was adjusting my scoreboard, my score sheet, because I thought what we had there was was another walk, but instead, I guess maybe they tried to throw the ball and it got away, and so 2 more runs have scored.
And you can see the replay of this game on YouTube of Worthy Road Studios. They have their own YouTuber. Just type it into YouTube, and it will go to this game. Senior Day, we had the festivities on earlier. Steve did a great job of narrating it.
Well, we got runners on first and third now, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Apparently, it was the scoreboard had the incorrect number on it, so it looked like that was going to be ball 4, but instead it's ball 3.
Yeah, and they brought Walker back to the plate.
And he fouls that one back over the screen. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So three runs have come in for Germantown here in the 4th inning. And the pitch. Got him. Blew it right by him, and so that is out number 3. But for Germantown, even though they didn't get a hit, 3 runs on no hits, no errors, and they had 2 men left on base. Our score at the end of 3.5, Germantown 16, Jackson Christian 3.
Southern Family Dentistry's dental laser technology is a game changer for those who experience dental anxiety. Southern Family Dentistry provides a relaxing environment to ensure a pleasant visit every time. From a simple clean to full dental reconstruction and now prepless veneers, they're there when you need them. Dr. Nathan Nash will treat your family like he wants his family treated. Check them out on Facebook or call 300-4545. Southern Family Dentistry. We want to make you smile.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Now back we are for the bottom half of the 4th inning. 16-3 is the lead for Jackson Christian. Riccio is still on the mound, working his 2nd straight inning. He's the side armor. And scheduled up will be Campbell Scott, and followed by Andrew Potts. That is if the order remains as they have been, and Caden Nanny. But we'll see if anybody else is substituted. Jackson Christian, 16 runs on only 6 hits. There have been 2 errors by Germantown. They have been hit by 7 pitches in this game today, almost like you're playing battleships.
And, Steve, I think I've spotted a couple of more changes. Looks like the former pitcher who was at second for a while, McLaren, is over at first base, and I believe, according to their roster, Isbell has gone to second base.
So a little bit of redrawing of the battle lines. Everett Scott comes to the plate as a pinch hitter.
Okay, number 8.
So Chase is getting, and there's one that's in the corner for strike 1. Chase is getting just about everybody he can into the game. And we got Landon Dean on deck. And strike right down the middle for that one. No balls and 2 strikes. But if Germantown does not manage 4 runs in the next inning, it's game, set, and match. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Everett. High. No, he got hit on the shoulder.
So another hits batsman.
That is the 8th in this game. And so that is going to bring up Landon Dean as a pinch hitter. I don't know what the record is in any form of baseball above high school for hit batsmen, but I've never been associated with a game that there have been this many.
I'm like you, Steve, and I don't know the record, but it may be one that over the weekend I'll research. And we'll be back here for softball with the girls only on Monday, barring rain.
Yeah, 2 balls and no strikes.
And then Tuesday we'll be here for baseball and softball. And we'll find out if it rains on Monday. We may wind up with 2 baseball games and a softball game.
Yeah. 2-0 in the pitch. That's high, ball 3. Got a runner on first. And the 3-0 pitch to Landon. And that was a different type of delivery. He got it down the middle for strike 1. That's one of the few times I've seen him with an overhead delivery as opposed to his sidearm.
Yeah, kind of a little change up there. Landon looked it over well. Landon, of course, you see he's a left-handed hitter. Doesn't have a big strike zone either.
Nope. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch, he got around on that one. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He might have swung at ball 4.
It was close, Steve.
And we got, looks like Blake Rowland has picked up a bat, and he'll be coming up next. And there's a high fly ball that's going to go into right field, and it's in between the defenders. He's going to get killed at second. Yep. That was one of those situations that he had to wait to see if the ball was going to be caught. So that is an unusual play in the outfield. Oh, my goodness. I guess, Joe, is that an 8-4?
8-4, or was it 8-6?
I think it was 8-6. Yeah, I think it was the shortstop who took it.
And very unusual.
So you take away the base hit on that one. It's a fielder's choice.
Yes, it is. Blake Rowland. The only difference, I might have come off and been a little bit down the line there, not way down. I'm going to second. Now, Rowland hits it, but it's going to got a lot of air under it.
Yeah, the center fielder's going to take it.
But that shows you Blake Rowland's power right there. He is capable of hitting it. I think in those JV games he's batting a little over 500.
Now you got Andrew Potts in there. Got a big smile to the Germantown catcher as he comes to the plate.
And Andrew Potts, who's now occupying second base in the field.
That sidearm delivery again, and it gets the corner for strike 1. Eight hit batsmen. I think that has to be probably a Jackson Christian record, although they may not keep that stat. That one's going to get down past the shortstop. They're not going to get anybody. It goes into left field for a base hit.
Well, some people would describe that as a seeing eye single.
And it saw well, if you were a Jackson Christian fan.
It did.
So that gives runners at first and second, and here comes, well, let's see, it's not going to be Walker Ray. It's going to be Eli Terry, as you mentioned, who played in the outfield in the last inning.
Yeah, Eli, a right-handed hitter. Again, one of the small targets.
Trying to get a 2-out hit with runners on first and second, and that one hit the corner a little bit low, but still caught it for strike 1.
Ricio's 38th pitch as he came on in relief.
He's looking back at the runner on second. And a high fly ball in the infield First baseman going for it. Oh, boy, he just about – I think we saw a little white on that one, but he managed to snag it, and so Eli flies out to the first baseman. And that is the end of the fourth inning. There were no runs, no hits, and one hit. Had to give him credit for that one hit that they had. There were no errors, and there were 2 men left on base. And so at the end of 4, it is 16-3 Germantown. Coach Joe will bring us the 5th and possibly final inning right after this.
She's a gladiator in high heels, always working for a good deal. A friend of clients, she'll find you just what you want. So if you own a home and you need it gone, or if you want a place to be your own, call Kimberly Evans 697-8558.
For RH Equipment, OPS 784-4720.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Buying a car is all about you. In person, over the phone, or online, we make it simple and easy. Our place is yours, no matter where you live. LonnieCobbFord.com or Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
Welcome back to Mural House Field, home of the Eagles for the top half of the 5th inning. Eli Terry on in relief. And we'll remind you about Man's Wrecker Service, who does such a great job. And, of course, Mitchell's Body Shop. Go by and see them. Hopefully you don't need to. They'll fix it for you if you can't, if they have to. But they don't want you to have a wreck. Neither does Man's.
But if you do.
Yeah, but if you do. And now also Reagan Realty does a great job in real estate here at Jackson. Dynamics, who not only take care of our young athletes here at Jackson Christian, but they work with citizens that don't play sports, etc. like that, and therapy and all kinds of good things. Tell these people you heard about them on Worthy Road Studios and Jackson Christian's broadcast of their sports. And all good patrons.
I will say, even though our paychecks come from them, they are the finest people in the world to work with. That's Worthy Road, and they do such a fabulous job in video production as well as special events, church services, and you name it, graduation season. They're going to be doing a ton of them, almost 7 days in a row.
Absolutely. Randy Smith, the good catcher, has come to the plate. He's their leadoff man. And we'll check our game changer here. Of course, it's a little behind. At least it's working today, Steve.
And if Germantown does not score 4 runs, game, set, and match.
Absolutely. Steve has told you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Now, will the real Joe Holloway please stand up? I always love when they would fake it with each other.
It was great. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just a little outside. Eli Terry on the mound, the young right-hander. Getting a lot of work for these young men. Looks like J.T. Mullins has moved into first base. Jack Collins out in right field.
And walked him.
He walked him. And Smith, the senior, he followed, and coming to the plate is number 2, Kylan Joyner, the shortstop. He's 0 for 1 today, walked back in the 3rd inning. And I believe Hastings is in left field. And there's a strike. We'll check on the center fielder in a minute, I think. And game changers like us, they're not sure whether we've made a change out there or not.
Eli brought some heat on that last pitch.
Yes, he did. And he can throw it. He's got good form, gets good drive off the mound, pitching out of the stretch right now. 1 strike count on Joyner. Now he steps off and looks that runner back. Now Germantown has some speed. They just, other than a couple of late innings, they didn't have any base runners to speak of in the first 3 innings.
Yeah, not until they got to the 4th, and they still don't have a hit.
Now this would be a different no-hitter. That's probably the best way to describe it if it winds up that way.
A tri-pitcher no-hitter.
1-1 is what the count says on the scoreboard. Worthy Road has that picture. They're running. This one gets away from the catcher, so there'll be no throw, and the young man's going to try third. Here's the peg down there. He slid right into the tag, and the umpire
out of there,
brings it down there. So one way or the other, you get them. So catcher two. That's 2-5 scoring it. That'll be the first out in the inning.
And that is a big out when you got a 2-1 count on a guy at the plate and you're trying to stretch it into second and third, and that was huge.
And say our person with the tag was really set right there.
Yeah. He just slid right into the tag.
Not like the Chester County game where the third baseman took the peg but had to reach for our sliding runner. And that one looks outside, and and the way it showed up is Walker went with what I call a backslide, and like I said, no criticism umpire. I had a look and it could reverse it, something he couldn't do. Walker was safe. This one driven into left, or actually right center field. It's over the center fielder's head, and Joyner is going for 3 at least. It's gone under the fence. I think they'll hold him up at third. He's running, but the ball went under the fence, and it will not be an inside the park home run unless there is an error in judgment, and there's not I think they're trying to tell him that he's got to come back.
I think they're going to send him back to second. Ground rule double.
And, not seeing out there when it went under like that, but now the outfielder's doing the right thing, has indicated to the umpire what has happened. Now, Coach Blunt, and if the ball goes under, that's still the minimum is going to be a ground rule double.
Yeah, they're going to send him back to second. Yeah, I saw the official signal 2 fingers on that, and the other umpire went all the way back out to the outfield to confirm that. So he'll be held to a double, and there goes your no-hitter, Joe.
There went the no-hitter, but what you want to do is keep this run from scoring here that's at second. Now, they've still got to have 4. One won't do them any good.
Yeah, you got to have 4. You got to cut it inside 10 runs for your deficit.
At the plate is Andre McLaren, who started this game as a pitcher. He is 0 for 0 officially because he's been hit by a pitch and walked.
Yeah.
And he is a capable hitter. He wouldn't be hitting in the third spot if he wasn't. And, of course, the big man, Isbell, 24, Caleb Isbell on deck. He's had a tough time so far. He's struck out twice.
Between the two teams, 10 hit batsmen in this game.
Wow. Target practice.
You can go 3, 4, 5 games and not see one of those, and today 10 in one game.
You're right, Steve. Big bouncing ground ball. Shortstop comes up. Peg over to first, and that is an out. That'll be the second out of the inning. 6-3 is how you scored shortstop to first. Of course, that's Easton Jones playing shortstop right now. Now, this is where Game Changer has made a mistake because 6 on our scorecard says Easton Jones. Here's Terry's pitch. Another bouncing ball to the second baseman.
There's your game.
Flip up, over, and out. No runs were picked up in this inning, but there was one hit, the only hit of the ball game, and so the final line score is 3, 1, and 2, meaning 3 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Germantown team. 16 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the team from Jackson Christian, which we love calling their games here on Senior Day. The teams will shake hands. And what will happen is Steve Beverly and I will come back after you see some important messages, and we'll have the post-game wrap-up show here on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
Southern Family Dentistry's dental laser technology is a game changer for those who experience dental anxiety. Just imagine. No more drills. Look at some of Dr. Nathan Nash's patient results. We provide a relaxing environment to ensure a pleasant visit every time. From a simple cleaning to a full dental reconstruction. And now, prepless veneers. We're there when you need us. Dr. Nathan Nash will treat your family just like he wants his family treated. Check them out on Facebook to see all those loving smiles. Call 300-4545. Southern Family Dentistry, we want to make you smile.
Great American Sports makes sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson, we specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports, make sports an addiction.
Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installations, bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
At Lonnie Cobb Ford, we now give you a warranty for life on the engine and transmission. That's right, a warranty for life at no cost to you. Unlimited time, unlimited mileage, but it's only at Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country. Did you know that Lonnie Cobb Ford's warranty for life is available on pre-owned vehicles too? That's right, a warranty for life on a used car. And with our huge selection of over 100 vehicles, we have the one for you. Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
Welcome to Man's Wrecker Service. We offer a wide array of services. We are dedicated towing professionals, experienced in both simple and complicated towing services. We offer light and heavy-duty off-road recovery, auto and heavy-duty towing, load shift and load transfer capabilities, and much more. We are equipped to handle any situation, no matter how big or how small. Call today at 731-424-2173.
And we are back, a big senior day victory, 16-3 over Germantown from the Shelby County area. And the season's not over for three fine young men, but this is a marker on the season, a spot, and you know that there will be, after the season's over, a changing in the guard. We're going to turn it over to Steve Beverly for some stats and comments. His comments will be about the entire game, but here are the Germantown stats.
Well, for Germantown, only one hit in the game, and that came there in the fifth inning by Kylan Joyner. He had a double, ground rule double, that did not bring anybody in. And for Germantown, their offense was largely in the fourth inning, in which they got three bases loaded walks that allowed all three of their runs to come in. It was 3 runs and 1 hit, and they made 2 errors in the contest. And if you look across the board, there just was not anything there today. Jackson Christian managed to get 4 strikeouts in the 5 innings, and it was almost, if you will, it was almost a 3-pitcher no-hitter until Joyner got that one with 1 out in the 5th inning. Again, we talked about target practice in this game, and for Andre DeLaren, he just threw so many pitches in those 3 innings that he worked. He was right at close to 100.
Yeah, he had 95, but he only threw 31 strikes, Steve.
Yeah, and it was tough on him. He hit 6 batters, and it was just tough. Riccio, his reliever, ended up hitting 2. And Jackson Christian hit 2 batters in the game. So we had what may be a high school record 10 hit batsmen in this game, and that's not something that you really want to see, but it just happened today, in which both teams had that occur. But 8 hit batsmen by Germantown, and every single one of them led to run production for Jackson Christian.
I'm going to try to look that up, but the National Federation may want to charge me $9.95 to look it up. They do for their broadcast.
They're not worth it.
You get these games free from Jackson Christian and Worthy Road Studios.
Yeah.
And remember, tell our fine sponsors you appreciate not having to pay the ridiculous fees of the National Federation and the $$AA.
Exactly.
And I have friends up there, but they know how I feel about that. Reese, I will give you one more, and I have the advantage of having had this. Steve does a marvelous job. he doesn't need game changer. He would use it if it would work. But,
yeah.
His score sheet is so neat. Mine looks like that I've been scratching football plays out. You can tell I was a football coach once upon a time.
But, Joe, as people who have done this before, and for folks at home who don't know, everybody has their own system that works for them. Joe's system works for him.
Well, they do. And the guy that created his own scorebook, which is a little different, I can't think of his name, the broadcaster for the Nationals has put out his own scorebook, and a lot of people, matter of fact, Ray Pack used it. But Riccio threw 40 pitches. He had a little better strike ratio. He threw 26 strikes, so he did a good job for them. Now let's talk about the winning Eagles of Jackson Christian School. And, of course, your leadoff man, Walker Ray, on senior day, he went 1 for 2 today. He had 2 runs scored. He had 2 RBIs. He walked, and to complete something that he really doesn't want to complete, he did strike out 1 time, and but we love him anyway. Eli Terry was 0 for 1 today. Easton Jones went 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. And, of course, J.T. Mullins came on, went 1 for 2 also and had an RBI. Chance King, he didn't get a hit. He was 0 for 1, but he scored 2 big runs, and he had an RBI. And he also I think gets the Purple Heart Award today. He took a couple of plunks. And,
2. When you get 2 in a game, you remember it the next day.
Oh, yeah, you do. And Wyatt Jones, our fine catcher, he only played part of the game, but he was 1 for 2, scored a run, had 2 RBIs. And Minot was 0 for 0 at the plate. He walked, he had an RBI. Zach Creasy scored a run. He also officially was 0 for 0 with 2 walks. And Carter Ellis did bat 1 time. Officially, and he also walked. And Scott, let's see, he had 0 for 1, but he had a run scored, 2 RBIs, and he walked also. And Hastings did not get to bat. Wilbanks was 1 for 1, run scored, 2 RBIs, and he also had a walk. Dean was 0 for 1. Austin Kelly officially 0 for 0. He did walk, he did score, and he had an RBI. Nanny he had the ones all the way across. 1 at bat, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 RBI. Blake Rowland was 0 for 1 but scored a run. He was a pinch runner when he did that. Reed Cooper was 0 for 1 but scored a run and had an RBI earlier. And Andrew Potts 1 for 2, 2 runs scored and no RBIs. Our line score looks like this: 19 at bats, 16 runs, 7 hits, 15 RBIs, 9 base on balls, 2 strikeouts, and hit by pitch. Actually, Chance King was hit 3 times. He is definitely the Purple Heart.
Yeah, he has to take that one home today. 3 in 1 game. That's almost like when today you don't see too many people get called for 3 seconds in the lane in basketball. Yeah. But, man, you talk about and it takes, you got to understand, it takes a lot of patience and discipline to stand there and see that thing coming, because you got to make at least a token effort to get out of the way of it, but still to get plunked 3 times. Woo!
That's a great job by the senior. And, of course, we had Campbell Scott was playing left field today for most of the game. He was relieved. But Campbell, like we told you earlier, 1 run scored, and he had 2 RBIs, and he walked. A little bit about the pitching for Jackson Christian School. Wilbanks went 2 innings. He struck out 2. Wilbanks threw 22 pitches, 16 of them for strikes, Steve. That is a great ratio right there. Now, Carter Ellis was 46 pitches, 19 strikes. Eli Terry, 12 pitches, 5 strikes. Wilbanks faced 7 hitters. Ellis faced 11, Terry 4. And a great outing by our staff, a 1-hitter. You see our young men praying out there, which is the right thing to do after the game. And as I told you, because my game changer stats worked today, I am going to thank the good Lord, because I guarantee it would not have worked without it. And I'm not being facetious. I believe the Lord works in strange and mysterious ways sometimes.
And Joe, one thing to recap about this team today is that after the first 2 men went out in the first inning, they scored all 9 runs in the first inning after 2 were out.
That is an amazing stat right there. Steve, I think we had a great senior day. The parents, the kids were honored. The parents, again, hats off to the parents. Yeah. We know these young men are fine people, but the parents have done a great job. The teachers, the administration here at Jackson Christian, they've done a good job with these young men. I want to thank Coach Blunt for getting us the roster. It did come in very handy.
Yeah.
And also the administration at Germantown High School. But I want to thank the assistant. Well, she's not the assistant superintendent. She's the athletic director for the citywide system in Memphis, because she gave invaluable aid in getting us some information. And I want to thank that young lady for what she did.
Absolutely. And congratulations to Campbell, Walker, and Chance for making this milestone. It's still a few weeks left before they get the sheepskin, but we had a really wonderful opportunity to honor them today on a very beautiful day here in Jackson.
Absolutely. Steve, if you will take the honors on telling folks about our great crew, wonderful shots, and also how we got here.
That's right.
Who's responsible for us.
Well, our broadcast was directed by the incomparable Eris Hollingsworth, and our camera operators, Billy Bolin and Stephanie Janda. Coach Joe and I behind the mic today, and our ever-cool, ever-present executive producer, Paul Schultze from Worthy Road Studios, the best people in the business of live stream sportscasting all across this community and all across West Tennessee. And a reminder that the announcers on this broadcast have been selected by Worthy Road Studios. They have been approved by Jackson Christian School, and every time that Paul Schultze has his name on a check, we're very happy about that.
We approve of him. As you saw on the graphic there, that this is a copyright broadcast, which means any rebroadcast, retransmission, further use of this contest without the expressed, and I do mean expressed, written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited. For all of our great crew, for Jackson Christian School and Germantown High School, we say thanks for your time this time. Till next time, good day, all.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. Those football playing deer, I would have made a movie about me and everything. I would get Kurt Russell to play me. Follow up. Me and my dreams. Run by a
And get back out there.